Hi, it's Andy, A.S. Fenichel. I am going to read a little more to you today. And no matter what I do, the reflection in my glasses is there. So I have this nice, let me see if I can get it turned on. I have this nice ring light, which gives us good light, but the reflection in my glasses is horrible. Hang on a second, sorry. So I thought I'd try it without, but you still see a reflection. So I apologize for that. I can't promise that Simon the cat isn't going to cry and demand attention. And hopefully he'll be satisfied laying over there on the floor for the duration. Last time we finished up right after the dancing at the very beginning of capturing the Earl. And there's a little more to chapter 1. So I thought I'd try to get us through chapter 1 today. And I'm going to try not to I had a very nice listener who, and I just did it again, who advised me to watch my ums. So I'll do my best. Let's see, where did we end up with capturing the Earl? I'm searching. Okay. And you heard Simon, he's not happy that he's not the center of attention, but we'll press on. After making a quick curtsy, she tried to think of something to say, but instead rushed away and closeted herself in a small parlor to catch her breath. Once she had thoroughly inspected her ruined spectacles, she returned them to her reticule with a sigh. Perhaps she could ask her aunt for a few extra pounds to replace them. No, she would see if she could take on a few new music students and earn enough wage to buy a new pair. That settled, she left the parlor and popped out into the cool night for some air. She was in a part of the house unused by the ball attendees and reveled in the quiet. The gardens were lit, and she heard voices on the other side of the tall hedge. Several couples were hidden from her view, but she heard them chatting on the larger veranda that flanked the ballroom. Staying hidden, she circled the baluster and stepped onto the stone path. It was a perfect night. Mercy took a deep breath. I lost my place. Oh, sorry. Here we go. She had to return, but not yet. Her mind bustled with questions about why the Earl of Castlewick would ask her to dance, or care about her broken eyewear, or her state of distress. It was all very odd. Another set of footsteps sounded from behind. Mercy spun around to find Wesley, quickly approaching. My lord? Miss Heath, when you didn't return, I became concerned. He bowed. She stepped back. Why would such a thing concern you? I beg your pardon? His tone sharpened. Keeping her distance, Mercy regretted stepping so far from the safety of the crowd. I mean you no offense, my lord, but why should my state of being be of any concern to you? I am nothing to you save a dance partner. To be honest, I'm still trying to fathom why you asked me to dance in the first place. It was rude. She should have kept her questions to herself, thanked him for his attention, and walked away. Yet she wanted to know, and had little to lose. A man in his position might have walked away or become affronted and given her a setting down. Wesley smiled. I asked you to dance because you are a lovely woman, and I thought it might be a pleasant way to spend part of the evening. As for my concern, his face grew serious, I should have protected you better during the dance and after. What happened to your belongings should never have occurred." He felt responsible. How odd. Mercy hadn't met many men of his ilk who were so solicitous of their dance partner's feelings. He likely wanted to steal a kiss or more and had followed her to get her alone. Mercy feigned patting her hair and pulled a long hat pin she kept tucked into her elaborate bun. "My lord, I appreciate your attention." It was difficult not to sound sarcastic. If necessary, she would jab him and run. "You may rest assured, I am in no immediate danger. I just wanted some air." The way his laugh rolled around the garden and caught on the breeze brought nothing but delight. "I think the weapon is a fine idea, Miss Heath. I shall instruct my two sisters to have exactly such an item placed in their hair for balls, trips to the theater, and the like." Mercy raised a brow and smiled, but didn't sheathe her weapon against overly amorous admirers. "You might tell them picnics and walks in the park are better suited to several pins in one's stays or actual hats. One never knows when a man of means will try to take advantage of a woman below his station. Of course, your sisters have your title to protect them." She had no need for spectacles or better lighting to see that her words had angered him. His fists clenched at his sides, and his shoulders went rigid. "I have no intention of taking anything from any woman, regardless of her station, that is not offered freely." "Then you had better get back to the house, my lord, before someone sees you and me in the garden alone, and I am ruined. Or do you intend to marry me, should we be discovered?" She made a scoffing sound that wasn't very ladylike. The moon shone on him like a god of old as he crossed his arms over his chest. "I have no intention of marrying you, Miss Heath, though I have to say your candor is refreshing after so many inane hours of debutantes who connive to have my attention." "Conniving is not really in my nature. And in any event, I am not of your station. I am only Miss Heath, an orphan whose father has no title and whose lands were entailed elsewhere. If not for my aunt's kindness, I would be someone's governess or worse. You may be sure that I have no designs on a man like you." She carefully and deliberately put her hat pin back into her hair without poking herself. "I'm not sure I like the way you say a man like me. In fact, I didn't like any of what you just said." He scowled. And yet it was all true. Giving her a nod, he said, "Good evening, Miss Heath." She made a quick curtsy and rushed back to the house. Sorry about the kitty cat. Now he went to sit in the window, so we should have a few more seconds. Mercy played the pianoforte in the West Lane music room. She knew the piece from memory and would have to endure it played by her student later today. Playing it herself beforehand was a small indulgence. Ignoring the bang of the door and the scratching on the music room's door, she played on. Tipton stood several feet away with a package in his hand and a bland expression. Stopping play, Mercy sighed. "Yes, Tipton?" He approached. "Miss Heath, this just arrived by special messenger for you." Tipton placed the package wrapped in thick brown paper on the pianoforte. With a bow, he turned and left. She wanted to continue playing, but too curious about the package, she reached for it. Who would be sending her anything? Removing the note from beneath the package, she opened it. "Miss Heath, consider this a small apology for my lack of attentiveness. Regards, Castlewick." Heart pounding, Mercy opened the box without tearing the thick paper. Inside lay a case covered in the finest kid. The soft leather was usually used for expensive gloves. However, in the case lay a pair of wire-framed spectacles. Mercy gasped and stared at them. "What is it?" Aurora said from the doorway. "I heard the music stop and came to check on you. Have you an admirer?" "No," Mercy said too quickly. Aurora's golden hair caught the light and her pale blue dress flowed around her as she approached the pianoforte. She studied the spectacles. Who would send such an unusual and thoughtful gift? The Wallflowers of West Lane did not lie to one another. Since she had nothing to hide, Mercy handed the note to Aurora. One perfectly curved brow rose above her clear blue eyes. Aurora said, "Why would the Earl of Castlewick send you replacement spectacles?" "I haven't the faintest idea. Perhaps he truly felt responsible for the ruination of my other pair." Mercy took them from the case and put them on. The sheet music before her came into view with perfect clarity. Her heart soared. "Better than my old ones, but I can't accept them." Aurora waved a hand. "You did nothing wrong, and if it makes his lordship feel better, I see no harm in keeping the glasses, which you need and would not be able to buy yourself for many months, unless you've changed your mind about either letting me buy you a pair or asking your aunt." Shaking her head, Mercy said, "I have not changed my mind, but to accept such a gift from a man, what will he want in return?" Aurora tapped her lip with her index finger. "I suggest you consider it a loan. You can write back to his lordship and tell him you appreciate his gesture, but must pay him back in full with some set time frame of your choosing." It made sense. Mercy did need the spectacles. After several distracted hours of wondering why he had done it, she finished with her last student of the day and sat down to write Wesley a note of thanks and terms for the loan. When she handed her mail off to Tipton, Mercy pushed her new spectacles up her nose and settled into the ladies' parlor with a book. So that's the end of chapter 1 of Capturing the Earl. And chapter 1 starts 2 months later. And maybe we'll save that for another day, because I think the cat is going to go crazy. And I'm sorry it took me so long to get back to doing this. I will try my best to be more consistent. I have some plans for other types of videos this summer, and I hope that that's all going to work out, but we can talk about that later. If you like the video, like it below and subscribe if you'd like. That would be wonderful. And you have a great day.